What has changed? What is so suddenly attractive about Nuance?
Well, Brian, I think part of what's attractive is that in the past, when you talked about Nuance all those other times and potentially it getting acquired, it was about general purpose voice technology, which was kind of interesting when Siri and Alexa were new, but I don't think has become a real business driver. It's become more part of an ecosystem. What Nuance has been able to do over the past few years is focus on cloud and then focus in on industry, particularly healthcare, but they also have an enterprise unit that's important. And what they've managed to do is turn voice into a way to gather unstructured data and make a very important business process more efficient. In the past, with Dragon Naturally Speaking and some of these other ways of doing voice, it was kind of like, oh, well, talk to your Word document and things will appear instead of typing. Well, I don't know if that's so attractive. But if a doctor can manage to put information into a chart and improve the patient experience, focus more on the patient versus data input using this kind of technology, and do it in a way that's HIPAA compliant, fits under regulation, and do it in a way that allows Microsoft more access to the addressable market for healthcare, well, then that's really valuable.
I guess, Daniel, my point is, I'm looking to buy a car. 2 years ago, the car was $25,000. Today, the car is $60,000. Did something change in those 2 years that make that car, if it did, please tell me, because maybe it did. They could have had Nuance for $20 billion less than 2 years ago, probably, with the same premium on the stock price at the time. Is the company 250% or whatever better than it was 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's a great question. Bringing up everything, the confluence of all of the events of 2020, you had COVID-19, which brought a lot of attention to healthcare as a whole. And there's another set of forces, by the way, that are going on right now, and that is the industry clouds. Companies, you look from AWS, from Microsoft and Google in the cloud, but also across the space. You look at NVIDIA's announcements just today about Clara, which is a set of AI tools that could take a 10-year period of time to bring a drug to market and bring it down to 2 years. So we're seeing the way that AI is pushing the envelope in the delivery of services and how companies are going to be able to, monetize experience. So we keep hearing about experience economy and we keep hearing about industry clouds. And essentially, this enabled Microsoft to double its TAM from about $250 billion to the numbers I'm seeing are nearly $500 billion in opportunity. So yeah, they're paying a premium, but they clearly believe this is going to help them capture that opportunity.
Is it a bolt-on, John? Like, John, are they going to run it separately? Is it going to stay in Massachusetts, or is it somehow integrated into either? Is Microsoft becoming a healthcare company, or are they going to integrate this product into other suites of software, Azure, whatever it might be, for healthcare?
Well, it's integrating into the intelligent cloud unit at Microsoft. It's not going to remain as independent as LinkedIn did, for example. But, I asked about, not on air, but, behind the scenes, asked about the idea of synergies. Are they going to be laying people off as part of this? They said that's not their focus. So, to your question about the value and 2 years ago versus now, well, part of this is Microsoft is a lot richer now than it was 2 years ago, right? And part of what Nuance has managed to do at the same time is spin off a bunch of businesses, automotive, some others that weren't really in this wheelhouse, focus in on healthcare, and devote some particular attention, engineering resources to that, build out software that has a really high net promoter score, meaning the customers really like it. It really serves that market at a time when Microsoft is now saying, okay, to grow in cloud, we need to focus on industries and specific high quality solutions. It's what they need.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.